Hello, it's Paul Russell from MakeYourMoneyOnline.biz here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the website of Woofs and Walkies, which is a small doggy daycare provider. And I'm going to give you kind of an overview of of the website, and hopefully you might be able to pick up some tips and hints on how to improve your own website based on this. But anyway, this is for primarily for Linda at Woofs and Walkies. So overall, she's done her website in a very bold kind of yellow with black background. Now, typically websites with kind of black backgrounds are your media and type sites, so very dynamic films, music, bands, high-tech gadget sites. A lot of those are kind of done in black. Typically, your social media and news and information type of sites tend to be done with a white background. It's just more easy to read and such like. But Linda's obviously trying to put across a very vibrant and upbeat and dynamic type of culture for her business, and that comes across with the background and the bright yellow kind of color scheme, which is great. So you land on her site and you come on obviously the home page. So she's got some nice very cute pictures of dogs and stuff, and she launches into basically what her Woofs and Walkies daycare service is. And I think that basically this site, this homepage, ought to have some kind of bullet points to kind of pre-qualify the visitors to the site. So checking and almost answering the questions that people might have in their head because they're searching and have arrived on her site. So, do you need doggy daycare? Are you out all day and want your dog to have some company? Do you need someone to give your dog more exercise? Blah blah blah. These kind of things. And I think actually that would be a good idea to have some kind of grabbing headlines or bullet points to really let people know that this is the place to be if they have these particular problems and questions. Another thing she could have on the front page is perhaps a video, a welcome video. I know she's got the moving pictures of dogs, but so many people nowadays want to see video. We're so used to watching things on YouTube, so that would be another idea to stick on the front page there, so that people could actually see her, see what she's about, see the dogs playing, whatever. We then have the different pages that she's built on the site, and I'll go through some of those very briefly. We have an About Us page, and actually I think this is slightly wrong, this page, as she's done it right now. The About Us should be about Woofs and Walkies, the people, perhaps their philosophy, their mission statements, etc. And jumping ahead, she's actually got those things on the staff page, where she has bios of herself and another lady that works at Woofs and Walkies. So I know from talking to her that they're not a big business; they are a small and personal company who really care about what they're doing. So I think they should lose the staff page. It kind of adds an impersonality to what they're trying to put across, and actually introduce themselves and what's important to them on the About Us page. If you read through this About Us page, it actually talks about bullet points of what they do when they do a walk, and during the walk and after the walk. And I think actually from talking to Linda that this was historically what she first started doing with the business, which was dog walking, and that's a kind of a carryover of data from that. So I think in fact all these points about what they do on the walk and after the walk should go into their services page. So as I said, the staff page with the bios I believe ought to go to the About Us page. Linda puts a little picture. Now she's actually got a picture of her dog Chili under her name, and then Lucy, the other lady, does have her a picture of Lucy. I think Linda ought to have her own picture. She shouldn't be shy. Um, it's her business. She's proud of it, and so she should introduce herself. Um, just general points. She's written the bio in kind of third person. So Linda did this, Linda did that, and she just needs to be consistent. If you start writing in the third person on a page, be consistent all the way through, and be consistent also with the tense that you might write in. So if it's in the past tense, make it all in the past tense rather than switching between past and present. Now, there are grammar and typos on these pages, and I have documented all those separately actually in a written report which Linda gets as part of this website review, so I'm not going to pick those out, but basically the idea is have your bios and tell people a little bit about yourself, because at the end of the day people like to do business with people, and in particular they want to do business with people they like. So the About Us page is your chance to put yourself across in a very nice and friendly way. So, services page, Linda lists the services she offers. I think it could possibly be a little more structured. I don't like the way that she switches to purple for what are essentially bullet points. I think she could perhaps do slightly better formatting on these. But the idea is list what you can offer, and she talks about the things that they do during the day, such as relax time, puzzle time, playtime, and I think she could actually make examples of what they do and show some pictures, and perhaps even do a little montage video on this page showing a typical day, how the dogs arrive, what they do when they do relax time, a bit of puzzle time, a bit of walking, etc. Put a little video all together. It doesn't need to be great quality, just filmed with your camera, your mobile phone even, and put together just so that people can see what they're letting their dog in for if they go and have a day of doggy daycare with Woofs and Walkies. She's got a page Jog a Dog, and there's actually nothing on it, so clearly this is a new service she's thinking about and hasn't yet got round to putting any details on. I think she should at least put coming soon or something like that. Current dogs, there's a nice little gallery of the clients, the dogs that she is doing doggy daycare for, which is pretty nice. There's also a gallery where she's got pictures of obviously what they do during the day. Now I think, the pictures are great, but it'd be nice to have the stories behind the pictures as well. And this is where a kind of a blog type page would be quite useful, so you can make a little story along with the picture and say what you were doing, and it would give Linda a chance to actually show people that there is structure to what she's doing during the day. She knows what she's talking about, and can kind of give her a chance to even more prove her expert status in terms of looking after the dogs. Frequently asked questions page, which is great. I'm sure that she can build on these 5 questions as she thinks of more things, but that's great. She needs to put herself into the mind of her customers or potential customers and think, well, what might they be asking about, and give the answers as she's doing. So that's great. Contact page, absolutely necessary, and in fact it's great. She's got a form that people can fill in and then just hit submit. It means they don't need to go to their email to get in touch with her. And couple of things which I've been caught out in the past on my websites, which I try and avoid doing, which is actually writing my email address as a proper email address. There are spammers out there that just basically look for on a page an email format, which is something at and then something else, and take that and add that to their list. So I actually try and disguise my emails now by putting which I suggest Linda would do, like Linda space open brackets at, i.e. at, close brackets space, and then the domain name. So that no way looks like a website, but an email address, but most people will realize that it is the email and they can write it properly. And she can even make a little note like, if you want to get in touch by email rather than use this form, then here's our email addresses below. You know how to format it correctly, so please do so. She also, on the footer of every page, actually has a direct link to email, and again, I wouldn't do that just because she's quite likely to end up with a lot of spam, because again, the spammers will harvest that off the page. And finally, she's got a page about a litter of dogs that her bitch Chili just gave recently, and it's a nice little diary. I suggest that again she could kind of build that into a blog format and kind of give the story. Now these puppies have now moved on, and she actually needs to update this page to kind of give the completion and say, yep, the puppies have moved on, and she actually kept one of them. So all in all, she's trying to go for a very strong image, and there's definitely some improvements in the web copy that can be done, and I've put that, as I say, in a written report. But she does have the key elements on her site, telling people about what she does, trying to convey her passion, and inviting people to get in touch with her. So the overall improvements I think she could make would be to add a kind of a blog section so that she can keep her stories up to date about what they do. I'm sure every week with her there's a new adventure with the dogs when they're out and about and doing things, and some video as well, I think would help engage prospective clients and encourage them to then get in touch and possibly use her services. So I hope you found that little review useful, and you might have some tips that you can apply to your own website. But if you would like to get in touch for more details about perhaps how you should be marketing on the internet, then don't hesitate to get in touch with me, Paul, at makeyourmoneyonline.biz.